Hey guys, how are you guys doing? It's another fine day that the Lord has given unto us. Today we are talking about what we call the five or the three mistakes that you can do in 2025 and it messes the whole of 2025. The mistakes of you as a Christian or you as a human being you can do in 2025 and you mess up the whole of 2025. One thing today we're going to be talking about what we call failing to do what you already know that you are supposed to do and you mess up 2025. So number one, what you can do to mess up 2025. It is planning without God or making your decisions without involving the King of all Kings. That's the number one mistake. Number two is presuming or thinking that you have all the time in the world. That is the number two thing that you can do to mess up 2025. Number three, it is failing to do what you know you already need to do. This is what the book of James 4, it says, James 4, let's first jump to verse 17 and hear how it says that. Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. That if you know to do good, or if you know how to do good, and you do not do it, to you that it's sin. How much have you been procrastinating? Or how much have you not been doing what you are supposed to do? And procrastinate and think that you have tomorrow and think that you have next year. Let me give you an example which the Bible gives so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. This is what the book of James 4 from verse 13 it says. It says that, come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to a such and a such a city. What shall we do? We shall spend a year there. We shall buy and we shall sell and we shall make profit. So the Bible is trying to say that the people who just say that tomorrow they shall go to such and such a city, they shall do this and do that, and they shall sell this and sell that, and they shall make a profit. Let's go down. Whereas you do not know what will happen tomorrow. For what is your life? If a vapor that appears for a little time, then vanishes away. Instead, you ought to say, this is what you are supposed to say. If the Lord wills, we shall live, do this, nor do that. But you boast in ignorance and in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. In short, the Bible is trying to give an illustration of a man or a person who is a businessman who says that tomorrow at this time, he sets a time and he sets a date. He takes a calendar and he says, tomorrow at this time or at this day, we shall go to a such and a such a city and we shall make profit. And the Bible is saying, or what is the problem with this phrase this person makes? Because number one, you have to understand that the Bible doesn't discourage planning. The Bible doesn't discourage people going out and hustle, people starting businesses. But what was wrong with this person's information? It's simply this. It's simply him planning without God. Because he says that tomorrow we will go to such and such a city, spend a year there, buy and sell and make profit. But the Bible is saying you do not know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what tomorrow it shall be. So what do you ought to say? You ought to say that if God wills, tomorrow we shall go to a such and such a city and we shall make profit. So my dear friend, as I told you, what can you do to mess up 2025? Number one, it is planning without God, or planning, making your plans and not giving reverence to God. Number two, it's assuming that you have all year long, you have all days to live. And number three, it is failing to do what you ought to do. You as a Christian, you ought to be praying always. You ought to be taking time to fast. You ought to be taking time to visit the needy, to go help those who are in need, to help the church, to help the kingdom. Because a person who knows how to do good and does not do it, to that person it is sin. So may God bless you. And remember, if you know to do good, if you know to do a thing, it is good, and you do not do it, to you that is sin. So may God bless you. May God help you to do what is good. Have a wonderful day. You are a peculiar person. You are a loyal priesthood. And remember, if you forget, or if you don't know, or if you don't do what is good or what is right, and you know you're supposed to do it, to you, that is sin. May God bless you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.